You can start, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prayers, so Hare Krishna. Show the prayers. Om Devaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Ajnanatimirandasya, Dhanañ-jayaḥ, Chakshurunmilitamena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Namo Vishnupadaya, Krishna-prishthaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine, Namaste Saraswate Devi, Gauravani Pracharane, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Paschyatya Deshatarane, Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna, Prabhu's Matajis, welcome all of you. Thank you very much for joining and keeping up the appointment. Krishna. Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So every day we are discussing from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, first chapter. So today we'll be discussing verse number 14 and 15. So let us recite 14th verse. 1:14. Tataḥ śvetair hayair yukte mahati syandane sthitau mādhavaḥ pāṇḍavaś caiva divyau śaṅkhau pradadhmatuḥ. Translation. On the other side, both Lord Kṛṣṇa and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conchshells. In the 15th verse. Pāñcajanyaṁ hṛṣīkeśo devadattaṁ dhanañ-jayaḥ pauṇḍraṁ dadhmau mahā-śaṅkhaṁ bhīma-karmā vṛkodaraḥ. Lord Kṛṣṇa blew his conch shell called Pāñcajanya. Arjuna blew his Devadatta, and Bhima, the voracious eater and the performer of Herculean tasks, blew his terrific conch shell called pauṇḍraṁ. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we have been discussing this last every day. Different teachers have been giving you wonderful classes and trying to make us understand what Krishna actually wants to convey to us. So you need not any background every time. So you can go through the YouTube if you want to know what is behind, right? See, we understand that Dhristadyumna is the commander-in-chief for the Pāṇḍavaś. And the great Maharaja Bhīsma is a Senapati for the Kaurava party. Duryodhana is highly political, as you have seen. And he tries to evaluate and inform to his Guru Dronacharya about the great warriors in the battlefield, both from the side of Pāṇḍavaś and Kauravas. So hearing all this very patiently, Bhīsma, the Senapati of Kauravas, he blows the conch shell in one way to pacify Duryodhana. After this, the Kaurava army conch shells, the drums, they were all sounded, creating a tumultuous sound, announcing that they are ready for the war. So just to try to understand, logically speaking, in the Pandavas side, Dhristadyumna being the Senapati, he should have blown the conch shell as per the hierarchy, but he did not blow the conch. Next in line, Yudhishthira Maharaj, being the eldest brother, could have blown the conch in reciprocation to Bhīsma Deva's conch shell. Even that did not happen. We can argue that Yudhishthira Maharaj always was very saintly and polite in nature, and hence he did not blow the conch. How was that the most aggressive Bhima was waiting to destroy Duryodhana also? He was silent. Bhima also did not blow the conch as soon as Bhishma blew the conch. It is so surprising, no? That Bhima did not react immediately. Otherwise, every time he reacts, right? But indeed, it was Who blew the conch shell? Our Bhaktavatsala, Pandava Priya, the most possessive Lord Krishna, who blew the conch first from the Pandava side. He blew the transcendental conch shell, Pāñcajanya, to declare, saying that he was ready for the fight to protect his devotees. Name bhakta pranashyati. My devotees will never perish. Krishna agreed to play the role of only a chariot driver in the war, right? And he will neither fight nor support either party. Then why did Krishna, who does every role so perfectly, blow the conch which is against the protocol? Of course, as Supreme Lord, he is beyond all protocols. So Bhishma Deva's chariot driver did not blow the conch. Then why did Krishna, the chariot driver, blow the conch? This is because the Lord is very possessive of his devotees. The Lord will not tolerate if his pure devotees are in trouble and will do anything to protect them. That's why Lord Krishna tells in Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th canto, 4th chapter, 63rd verse. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Aham Bhakta Paradhino Yavasya Tantra Yedvija Sadhu Birgrasta Radayo Bhakter Bhakta Jana Priya. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said to the Brahmana, I am completely under the control of my devotees. Indeed, I am not at all independent. Because my devotees are completely devoid of material desires, I sit only within the cores of their hearts. What to speak of my devotee? Even those who are devotee of my devotee are very dear to me. So the Bhakta Jana Priya, in word-to-word meaning, Srila Prabhupada translates as, I am dependent not only on my devotee, but also on my devotee's devotee. So the devotee's devotee is extremely dear to me. That's what Krishna says. So this is one of the most soothing phrases, in the entire literature of Srimad Bhagavatam. The best discount that Lord has extended to all practicing devotees. Somehow, by the Guru Kripa, we are within the spiritual jurisdiction of Lord Krishna, because we are in the parampara of Prabhupada, and we can be rest assured that the Lord is also possessive of us if we are sincere in our spiritual endeavor. See, it is mentioned in Bhagavad, in these verses 14 to 19, that various warriors on the both side of Pāṇḍavaś, including Lord Krishna, blew their respective conch shells. The sound vibration of these different conch shells were so tumultuous that it shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra. Whereas, when Bhishma and others on the side of Kauravas, when they blew their conch shells, nothing of this sort happened to the Pandavas. This was only due to the fact that Lord Krishna was on the side of the Pandavas army. As it is mentioned in the last verse of Srimad Bhagavad Gita 18.78, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdarah, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruvanitir Matir Mama. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion. So Sanjay told Dhritarashtra, you are thinking of victory, but my opinion is that where Krishna and Arjuna are present, there will be all good fortune. He directly confirms, even before the war begins, that there is no hope for Dhritarashtra and he should not expect victory. So, whenever and wherever the Lord is present, Prabhupada says in the purport of 14, the goddess of fortune is also there, because goddess of fortune never lives alone without her husband. Lakshmi's other name is Chanchala, or restless, since without Narayana, she doesn't stay in one place. In spite of this, foolish people only worship Lakshmi without worshipping Lord Vishnu. And due to this, their fortune doesn't favor them all the time. The wealth that they obtain is only temporary and doesn't stay with them for long. As it is mentioned in Brahma Samhita 5.29, Lakshmi Sahasra Shatasam Brahma Sevyamanam. So the Lord is served by hundreds and thousands of such goddess of fortune. And each one of them does not have any other goal but to remain at the lotus feet of the Lord and serve him eternally. And his wonderful purport, Prabhupada 889 of Bhagavatam, he explains, material enjoyment entails money, beauty, and the reputation they bring, which can only be achieved by the mercy of the goddess of fortune. The goddess of fortune, however, never remains alone. She always stays at the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. So, if one wants the favor of the goddess of fortune, Mother Lakshmi, one must worship Narayana because she is by nature Bhagavata Para. The devotee who always engages in the service of Narayana can easily achieve the favor of the goddess of fortune without a doubt. But materialists who try to get the favor of the goddess of fortune only to possess her by personal enjoyment are frustrated. See, the celebrated demon Ravana, for example, he wanted to deprive Lord Ram of Lakshmi, Sita, and thus be victorious. But the result was just the opposite. So in order to advance in our spiritual life, we should take inspiration from the goddess of fortune and should endeavor to serve the Lord and his devotees with one-pointed attention. Therefore, victory and fortune are awaiting Arjuna, as it is indicated by the transcendental sound produced by the conchshell of Vishnu or Lord Kṛṣṇa. Besides that, in the purport, Prabhupada says, the chariot on which both the friends were seated had been donated by Agni, the fire god, to Arjuna. And this indicated that this chariot was capable of conquering all sides, wherever it was drawn over the three worlds. So repeatedly in these verses and purports, pure devotees of Lord like Sanjaya, Srila Prabhupada, are again trying to hammer this sublime fact in our minds that without Krishna we are losers, but with Krishna we are winners. Whether we want to be winner or loser is up to our choice. This human birth is a rare gift for us. So both in times of trouble and peace, instead of keeping our faiths on so many other people and running around and wasting our time in futile things, let us completely surrender to the Supreme Lord and humbly serve him, for he alone would be able to guide us to lead a simple and sublime life. See, in the 15th verse, Lord Kṛṣṇa is referred as hṛṣīkeśo because he is the owner of all senses. On the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the Lord directly controls the transcendental senses of Arjuna, and thus his particular name of hṛṣīkeśo. The Lord has different names according to his different activities. For example, his name is Madhusudana because he killed the demon of the name Madhu. His name is Govinda because he gives pleasure to the cows and the senses. His name is Vasudeva because he appeared as the son of Vasudeva. His name is Devaki Nandana because he accepted Devaki as his mother. His name is Yashoda Nandana because he awarded his childhood pastimes to Yashoda at Vrindavana. His name is Partha Sarathi because he worked as charioteer of his friend Arjuna. Similarly, his name is hṛṣīkeśo because he gave direction to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Arjuna is referred as dhanañ-jayaḥ in this verse because he helped his elder brother in fetching wealth when it was required by the king to make expenditures for different sacrifices. And similarly, Bhima is known as vṛkodaraḥ because he could eat as voraciously as he could perform Herculean tasks. Krishna is the director and controller of our senses. And from his direction comes our protection. So this is the beauty of Krishna's mercy on a devotee. So if we really act our roles according to what Krishna wants us to be, then he becomes our supreme director and we become best actors and we get all the awards and all the adoration of the public. And Krishna gives all these great devotees who follow his direction in full glory. That's why Arjuna followed Krishna. And today, he is being glorified as the main purpose to have won the Mahabharata war. But those who wanted to be on their own, like Duryodhana and Karna, they were not even left with a single breath because they were killed on the battlefield. So the particular types of conchshell blown by the different personalities on the side of the Pāṇḍavaś, beginning with the Lord, were all very encouraging to the fighting soldiers. On the other side, there were no such credits, nor the presence of Lord Kṛṣṇa, the supreme director, nor that of the goddess of fortune. So they were predestined to lose the battle. And that was the message announced by the sounds of the conchshells. So the three conchshells, Krishna's conchshell is known as Pāñcajanya, Arjuna's Devadatta, and Bhima, pauṇḍraṁ. So this is what we have to understand by these things. No? So the main one good point was what we understood is hṛṣīkeśo. No? That is, he gave direction to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So he is the controller of all the senses. He is the owner. So we think we can control, we cannot ever control. So we should just surrender to Krishna, the hṛṣīkeśo. And just as he gave direction to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he will give direction for us in this samsara chakra. Our whole day in the day of life is also a battlefield, right from morning to night. So he will give the direction how to lead our life in this material world. Stop here. Bhagavad Gita Verse. Thank you very much, Prabhuji Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Your classes were absorbing, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Thank you
Prabhu.
very much.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.